A consortium of civil society organizations, the Center for Food and Adequate Living Rights Uganda, African Institute for Energy Governance Afiego Uganda, Natural Justice Kenya, and the Center for Swahili Litigation in Tanzania, on behalf of the project-affected persons, sued Uganda and Tanzania, seeking to stop the construction of the East African crude oil pipeline. Hearing of the case kicked off on Wednesday this week at the ESC headquarters in Arusha, Tanzania, in the First Instance Division Court by a panel of 5 judges.
So they sued the government of Uganda, they sued the government of Tanzania, and they sued also the Secretary General. So they are challenging the construction of the pipeline, including stopping, if it is proper, if it is stopping.
The applicants allege that the crude oil pipeline project is environmentally untenable, extend to protected areas with undue regard to livelihoods, gender, food security, children and public health of East Africans. They also allege that the pipeline will pass through several hectares of the settlements, farmlands and water sources, affecting thousands of indigenous people, yet there has been no consideration of their rights. They argue that it's a violation of the treaty for the establishment of the East African community.
Thousands of people haven't been paid since 2018. They don't have any forum where they can take their grievances for redress, and we've been saying, how do you proceed with such a project when the people who are supposed to benefit are already suffering from the impacts of that project? We are also asking the court to look into the environmental impacts of this project. Lake Victoria feeds millions of people from East Africa and beyond. You know, River Nile also goes to 11 countries. So we've been saying, how do you proceed with a project that does not have complete mechanisms for addressing the negative impacts on our ecosystems?
The applicants are represented by Counsel Justin Semuyaba. Dr. Koseya Wambaka is a consultant in the oil sector.
From the projects I've handled, we follow procedures, we follow best practices in executing those compensations or relocations. That's why we have not even had many issues.
However, when the ESC court commenced hearing in the case, the Attorney General of Tanzania raised a preliminary objection on whether the ESC court has jurisdiction to hear and determine the matter. Court ruled that the issue of jurisdiction would have to be addressed first before the application for a temporary injunction is heard. But are the civil society organizations ready to withstand the pressure from the two governments after they expressed their commitment to carry out the project? Dickens Kamkisa says they opted for ESC court after they failed to get justice in the previous litigation cases in the Ugandan courts.
We have another case which was filed also in 2014 by the oil refinery affected people who were displaced, 7,000 people displaced from Kabari in Hoima. Those people have been yearning for justice, they haven't gotten that justice.
The 1,445-kilometer oil pipeline will run from Hoima in western Uganda to Tanga port in Tanzania, carrying crude for the exports to markets abroad. It will also create over 5,000 jobs directly and over 20,000 others indirectly.
You know, land belongs to government. If there is a project, government will just say, now you people who are staying in a particular area, we have got for you land in a specific area. So they work on those processes of relocation. But in Uganda, land belongs to the people.
If the government was to give us 100% guarantees that the negative impacts on our people and our environment are going to be mitigated or eliminated, we can have a discussion as to whether we can have some limits.
In April 2021, the two countries signed the host government agreement, shareholders agreement for the pipeline company, and tariff agreements to kick off the construction of the East African crude oil pipeline with Francis Total and China's Sinok. Jingo Francis, NTV Weekend Edition.